part of what SJWs try to do is they try to cancel anybody who actually has talent, who does good work, because if you actually have merit going on in these industries of entertainment where things are done by people who actually know what they're doing, they can't invoke their little woke social messages into things because it obviously provides a stark contrast. Somebody does something good, they do something that nobody wants to read, and so they have to purge those people. So it's always a personal attack against people like Geoff Johns, who have actually done a lot of work that probably saved DC Comics in the early 2000s. I mean, DC was floundering for a long time, and the only person really doing good work there on the writing end was Geoff Johns for the most part. And so we'll get into what's going on right now. Twitter is trying to cancel him. They're going crazy, and we will react to that live. All right. My name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator. I've been canceled more times than I can think of, and it's because of my talent. I know that 100%. I've got 43 comics out on the independent scene, 17 novels. I don't really know anybody who's been this productive over the last several years, and I provide a stark difference to what they're doing at DC Comics. Overmind is a beautiful, beautiful science fiction that will be reminiscent of Flash Gordon, will be reminiscent of Valerian, some of the greats that are being lost to history because the SJWs just don't want to talk about good things at the end of the day. So check this out. We are doing awesome things. We've got a bunch of books on here. My pre-order store is in the description below. These will be shipping out probably end of September. So we'll be getting those out to you soon. Thanks a lot, everybody who's supported so far. All right, the first tweet I saw on Geoff Johns regarding this was by a guy named Dan Chicade. And he's a, as you see, comic book artist, Eisner and Ringo nominated, of course. And of course, there's his pronouns right there. So if you get into this, these guys always have, like, I mean, he's got a few more followers than me. He's got award nominations, but he's really not making money. I mean, he's doing weird, esoteric SJW things. You want to get into, let's just get into his little pinned tweet here. So he has to cancel things that are actually enjoyed. So here we are, the damage Geoff Johns and Dan DiDio did in diversity for the DCU is dizzying. Dizzying. Oh my gosh. I remember showing a friend at school a preview of Justice in '04 and him asking why Green Lantern was white. Why was he white? To a whole generation of fans, Jon Stewart was the Green Lantern. That's how big a lead they blew. So, I don't know. I mean, everybody kind of knows that Hal Jordan is the Green Lantern. He's the main Green Lantern. And in the 90s, it was Kyle Rayner, who was another white guy, who was kind of the main lead. But Jon Stewart is, of course, a popular character as a side B character, but really was not known as the Green Lantern by a whole generation like he says. He kind of is just a replacement diversity character. If you read Denny O'Neil's original version, that was the whole purpose of that. Now, Jon Stewart grew into an interesting character under other people's writings, but this is the main character, Hal Jordan. And really, Green Lantern as a brand was rescued by Geoff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver when they made their Rebirth storyline with this. It really was not selling very well, and they changed that by having a wonderful, wonderful storyline and bringing back what was iconic about the characters, and that's exactly what they did. It's interesting that he posts Tumblr art as what he wants. You see the like, you know, very undetailed, undescript lines here versus the Hal Jordan, which is like a wonderfully rendered painting almost. Absolutely bizarre how these people react. But it goes further on Twitter. What did Geoff Johns do other than demeaningly think he could write black characters better than any input from actual black actors and writers? Remember, now they're saying you can't actually write somebody with different skin color unless you are that skin color. It's a very bizarre situation. It's segregationalist. It's racist by them at the end of the day, but that's another story. Ray was not the only example of this. When Ray asked Johns to deal with Whedon, Johns threatened Ray's career. And that's about Ray Fisher, who, you know, had a lot of problematic issues when he was working on these films, as you might recall. They're trying to ignore that. So here's Ethan Van Sciver. Somebody said, a reminder that Geoff Johns called Ray Fisher to gloat that another actor is playing Cyborg in Doom Patrol. By the way, the actor in Doom Patrol who's playing Cyborg is doing a great job. He's also black, where people aren't paying attention to this. It doesn't, I don't know why people can't think as SJWs, but that's the way they go. So Ethan Van Sciver laughs at it and goes, haha, good. Again, this is the definitive Green Lantern artist who's worked with Geoff Johns and done a great job all the way around. And of course, has drawn Jon Stewart quite a bit. I don't know where these people are getting this stuff. So they call him a hardcore racist sticking up for Geoff Johns. There you go. Geoff Johns wanted a villain of a secondary character to replace Superman in the hierarchy of DC, just to spite Zack Snyder. By the way, Zack Snyder's white, so I don't know where all this comes from. It's like they go into these like little circle jerks of what they're doing online here, and they don't make any sense. Obviously, the entire intent is just get outraged, put an outrage mob out there, just say things over and over again, hoping that hoping that it'll stick, and then they try to cancel a person. And that's what's going on with Geoff Johns right now. Again, Geoff Johns basically saved DC Comics from obscurity. They were really in dire straits, and now they're back in dire straits because they've gotten rid of all their talent again. But with his work, he brought characters back that from the JSA that nobody had paid attention to in years. Green Lantern, he really rescued that property. He did it with Hawkman. He did it with the Teen Titans, which were floundering for a long time. Everything Geoff Johns touched turned to gold, and DC Comics knows that. He was really responsible for them having a profitable resurgence, and nobody else could do it. And this is why it's a threat to the SJWs, because we can point to that and show what good storytelling is. Meanwhile, they've got all their social justice crap that's not selling whatsoever, the Tom Taylor gay Superman that nobody wants, and it's a stark contrast. They can't have that, so it's all about the personal attacks. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.